So, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here today. It's a pleasure to speak about e-Justice. Let me first say that I don't know what is e-Justice. It's something new. No one knows. We have different kinds of ways of e-Justice. And in European Union, it's a new concept too. It has not been in use for many years. I myself have a background of professor of private law. Then I have been leading Institute for Law and Informatics. I have been drafting the Finnish data protection legislation, and I am the vice chairman of the Finnish Data Protection Board. Why I am in so difficult relations on it? Because data protection is one of the most difficult areas in the legal market. It has been and it will be. So I come from Finland. Finland, which is quite north in Europe, between Russia and Sweden. Our procedural system is not from Russia and very much. So it comes from Sweden. Finland has been part of Sweden earlier, and we follow Swedish legislation quite deeply. Our procedural system is Sweden, very much. And I come from Lapland, which is in northern part of Finland. My university is one of the most northern universities in the whole world. So back when you were the northern part, I have not calculated in that. Oh, sorry. The main idea was to say that we have 27 district courts, the first local court, and then 5 court of appeals, and 1 Supreme Court as general courts who are processing private law and penal law cases. And then administrative courts, 7 together, and 1 Supreme Administrative Court. That's the structure. Then we have some special courts, but I leave those out of this discussion. Some few years ago, we had more than 80 district courts. Now the idea is to get bigger law courts. Of course, there are more instances for citizens also. And where we go on with the Finnish system, the Ministry of Justice is really powerful. Of course, law courts are independent when making the decisions. Judges are independent. But we don't have any independent law court administration. It's the Ministry of Justice who is using power, and especially using power when building data systems. So all courts have systems which Ministry of Justice has the planning authority. There cannot be a law court which has its own planning of data systems. Judge Ahti Saarempää was the man who started to design the Finnish e-Justice during the 70s. At that time, no one was speaking about e-Justice, but practically it was e-Justice when we were thinking about how to use IT in law court and law court administration. Mr. Lester was a man who first understood one simple element. When writing decisions, and then putting the results to database. There must be a problem. It cannot be possible that when using databases, so they must read every single line in the decision. He took into use a system where it was formalized, the end was formalized, there are the results, and those go to administration. What happened? Some judges and law courts said that we are independent, we write the decision just as we want. It took some years to get those to understand that it was a question of how to process data. He also, Mr. Lester, did our official legal data Finnish. Finnish, by the way, is a trademark. It's so important. And we have the collection of legal data, legislation, cases, secondary legislation, and so on. And it's quite good hosted by the Ministry of Justice. In the first planning of the use of IT, it was very clear already that we must have a state-owned legal data. It's one part or elementary part of e-Justice. And then to say a comment, later the European Union has started to use this e-Justice. But really, it's quite a new concept in European discussion, official discussion. And for example, in Finland, we don't have official e-Justice because we don't use it. My starting points are today two. The first one, that it's not a question of only technological step forward. Today, when we are planning e-Justice, it's much more than to take some technology. We are living in a new, modern European constitutional state and in a new network society. And secondly, we must understand that when planning e-Justice, when using it, we do need more skills, professional skills. As lawyers, as judges, we do need more professional skills than earlier. So, this network society is my favorite concept. We are really in a network society. In fact, we have been in quite many ways, but look now a new way. We have open networks, we have closed networks, different kinds of networks. We are really connected to networks every single day. As I have many times said, we should not speak anymore about information society, just beyond history. It was the age when we were using IT as a tool. And we should not speak about electronic government. It was also belonging to the age when in administration they took IT into use. Today we are connected to networks and digital environment. All three, even judges. And the constitutional state, that is now in English, unfortunately. So it's really something which is in Europe today putting all judges to try to seek balance between the written law and human rights. So it's not anymore acceptable that you only open the law collection and read one section of one law. You must compare it with human and constitutional quite clear step forward. And by the way, also making everything much more. Every single time, we should keep in mind that the legislation may be older and it's not anymore acceptable when having those fundamental and human rights in mind. As well, IT must be done in such a way that it's also the human rights. Those were my starting points, and then continue about this e-Justice. So I have 6 different starting perspectives. The first one, citizens. How can we use IT so that it is fulfilling the requirements and the rights of citizens? That's the first perspective. Then, next, which kind of legal services we should have and we can have using IT, when using IT. Third one, in my mind, is the opinion challenges which are coming from the courts. I would say, judge position, what do law courts need? And then enforcement. All the time when we have in Finland been using IT, it has been an important question. How are we sending the information for enforcement? What kind of information and by which way? Then, media is in small fragments. It was not my idea. I hope that we have any journalists here. In Finland, we are following the Nordic openness principle, which is very important for me. And how can media get to know about legal decisions? How can media use their decisions? It's an important question. And then, of course, technological point of view. Already when we were at the beginning of 70s planning, Mr. Redde and the others were planning how to use IT. That commission was a commission with IT professionals and lawyers. It is a cooperation. It must be how to use IT, which possibilities IT is giving us. So, I take only some examples of those. We are living in a modern democracy where citizens have the right to know what is going on. They have the right to know what is going on in law courts. They have the right to know what is acceptable. So it does mean a lot when planning e-Justice. In administration sciences and in IT, it has been tradition to speak about front office and back office. Front office, where citizens can be active, and back office, which is only for the administration. That's not anymore acceptable. Today, citizens have the right to know which kind of programs we do have and how they are going on, which kind of algorithms they are using. We must know the system. Then we have the service information office. We must have the access to such part of data system which is giving information about legislation and about what the law courts are doing. We have the right
to get this information when being anonymous. We don't need to tell who we are when we are asking about decisions of law courts and so on. Then we have the service office. If we have a case, the service office is an office where we are identifying us and where we are giving, for example, information for trials and so on. And then the back office, which is for the law courts only, for the administration only. In this very funny building, we can see one back door. We connect nowadays smartphones in the back office ideas. Whenever we are taking the smartphone, it is opening the back door. The whole system can be visible for outsiders. We should not use smartphones in the use when speaking e-Justice. We can use in some cases, but not all. Then we have the right to know what is the content of legislation. Let me mention this topic. Oh, it seems to be this one in English. We have topic which is very interesting database. We are in my institute reading all the legal books which are published in Finland. And we put all those pages in the database where legal cases are mentioned. So we are reading for the judges, we are reading for the lawyers. And it's containing nowadays 855,000 notes, and cases are 139,000. It's a huge collection of information which is important for sitting judges and bar members, attorneys. It's one elementary example of what e-Justice can be today. We have been very happy when hosting and keeping this. The official host is of course Ministry of Justice, which has support the service for my institute. One part of e-Justice, all of this in your language the same. This is an example also about those legal services and what people can wait for today. Unfortunately, hockey is not any Finnish idea. Even that came from Sweden. But we have much better than they have in Sweden. So in Sweden, they were producing printed books where those cases were visible. We have database. And then back to the media. So what is the role of media? The role of media is very interesting one because media has access to public documents, but they don't have the right to take photos using the right. I come back later to that. And now, next we have our general legislation nowadays, which is of course the framework of law courts also. Everything cannot be regulated by special legislation. So our constitution is something important when speaking about e-Justice. Act on information management, governance and public administration is really important. It's telling about how to build data systems. Act on Electronic Services and Communication in the public sector. It is important. It's telling how to take contact to the law. Personal Data Act everywhere. It's difficult today to think about any situation in society where data protection is not needed. And then we have our special Authors Act. Something about those. Why is Section 21 in our Constitution so important? I have been reading it so, and the Data Ombudsman in Finland has been reading it so, that we don't have any right anymore to say that, sorry, we are late because the computers are not functioning. They must be. They must be functioning. They must be good enough. There has been a tradition in Europe that judges, secretaries and the others say that, sorry, we have so much systems. It's taking too much time. We are late. It's not acceptable. Following the Constitution and citizen rights. And then we have this Act on Information Management Governance in Public Administration. We got it 2011. My good friend Milica Vasiljev was the mother of that act. Why do I mention Milica? So she is my good friend, we were studying together. She's not any computer lady at all. Not any computer activist at all. But she did know what to do with things that were doing. We tried this act. But there's one problem when you look at that. It's 2011. It came 30 years too late. We have now in Finland thousands and thousands of data systems which are not handshaking, which are without interoperability. That's a terrible situation. We have lost millions and millions of jobs. Quite often it is so that the state doesn't understand problems too well. Very much of those problems are depending on the independence of our municipalities. Every single municipality has had the freedom to buy which kind of system they want. The real problem. But now we have the legislation, and it is important we deal with e-Justice. Then this Act on Electronic Services and Communication in the public sector. From 90s, we understood that there must be regulation which is telling how to get access to law courts and administration when sending papers, material to close. Today, Ministry of Justice does tell that law courts are not technically equipped to handle electronic signatures. How to send material? Using telefax. But we all know that telefax is nowadays dying. Or using emails. Do they have protected email system? No. So if you are a wise guy, you are sending the papers in ordinary traditional way. But this is, of course, a history after some few years. There is one exception now. When the question is of such kind of clear cases concerning loans and credits, where there is only the need to get the enforcement possibility you can use electronic signature and you can use electronic challenge, but that's one small part of the whole. Undisputed cases are cases where we are able to use personal identity of numbers. And then this personal data. Is it right that we have documents, court decisions, which are printed decisions, contain our ID number, and then everyone who is getting the document can get our ID number also? It's totally against data protection principles. Openness Act. Really, we have very deep going openness. Public documents are mainly public. We have access to those documents, and then we have open trials. And this is now that media problematics. Media cannot take photos, but today we have the problem that TV is outside the law court, and especially prosecutors are interested to tell their opinions outside. Trial by newspaper is now trial by media generally. And that will be a problem even later when thinking about e-Justice. And then this court opinion, which kind of law court rooms we do need and can plan. This from Williamsburg, United States, is a good example of a very well planned system. The only problem is that there must be a lady using digital machine when writing the memo. All must be set during the session. The only gap. But it's not so important to think about that it should be a total success as IT court if other parts of the long part of information from the place where we are fixing some data into some data and until the archiving or destroying. The other parts are not. So we must see the whole list. We are processing data. That's why we do need legal design. Legal design of the IT systems. That legal design does mean also cooperation between IT people and lawyers. It's not only legal. Every system must fulfill human rights and our ratings which are based on those. So what has happened in Finland? We had already 92 ready, the best court administration system in the whole world. In Ankara, Turkey, we were discussing about those. There was a man from Austria, it was not Eric, who was telling that Austria is number one after some ministerial rules. And then we were comparing different kinds of systems. Finland was number one. We had a new system where every single judge had a computer and he or she could use system. The name was Tuomis. It was private law cases, civil cases. And then some years later we got the penal law system. But they were not very good in fact when thinking about what we should have when sitting there in the law courtroom and making the decision. Now, last year we got a new penal law system, and the name is Direito. And I have written here that it's new but old-fashioned and harmful case management solution. This is a total catastrophe, practically. Because it was not planned very well. From the IT point of view, for example, automatic saving was out of that system. You could write your decision even 8 hours and then suddenly everything was lost. If you did not remember all the time who to save it. And then the Helsinki District Court, which is really the biggest court, they calculate that they have lost 30% of effectivity due to that very harmful solution. And that was also giving a signal that now we must be much more speed and careful when building the next, which will be iPad, a new third generation system. iPad in Finnish, from the Finnish verse, is the material collection of judges. All what the judge does need when making the decision and sending the information outside. And it is something very important. First, we are collecting police, prosecutors, and all courts into the same system. Interoperability is really important. And we are going towards paper-free world, only electronic files. Of course, the citizen who is participating in some case can, of course, get if he wants paper. Electronic archiving, everything is planned so and will be planned so that we have the possibility to electronic archiving. And then electronic cooperation with other authorities for enforcement and so on. That is the main idea, the main objectives of this item. Really, first, we are building a new third generation solution, and the main idea is really to get the whole process to be interoperable, and that is really difficult because the police forces are having their own system, prosecutors are having their own system, and now we are using this, and also be concluded well. Then we are having now a system which really is the wholeness. We are designing a system where judges should be connected so that it is not possible to put a secretary to make decisions or to use the system. Until now it has been very difficult that the judge has said, sorry, I don't use the computer, lady secretary could hit the buttons of the keyboard. This is really a system for judges themselves. And I think that the last sitting judges who did not anymore, who did not use computers are now retired. I hope so. Think about the situation. 92, in fact 93, all judges got the possibility to use computers, and still we have some who don't touch it. It's a long, hard system. And then, paperless system. We are now building it. If you look at that, it's telling about the wholeness, police, prosecutors, judges, and the register system. And then, of course, on the other side, attorneys, portals from attorneys and parties, then judges, and registered. Idea is very good. And we are hoping that it is coming soon. Unfortunately, the IT company, which was planning and building the system for police, was not able to do it very well. They had to close the process and break the agreement. That is one problem. We have so few big, good IT companies who are ready to make good systems, big systems. And then, when we are speaking about such kind of big system, we must regulate. The age when we were not regulated, the use of IT in law is over. It's so important part of elementary part of use. My good friend, Judge Kari Kujanen, who has been planning most IT systems in the field of judicial administration, he had to admit 2010 that we must have regulation. And now the new regulation we do need when we are getting the new system. Well, IPA has some problems. I have listed those here. And of course it must have, it's so big, so huge attempt to go forward. First, what is the practical interoperability? It's easy to speak about interoperability, but we must know what is really practical interoperability, and instead can provide some gaps. Then the user interface. It's really, really important. This system which we now have, that farming system, has a very bad user, really low level user interface. That's why many chances were not being used. And each kind of user interface, because we do need a lot of material visible on the screen. How can we get most important information visible on screen all the time? Which kind of solution? Should there be some kind of hyperspace which is giving information all the time, serving information which we must always stop? And so there must be quite big screens and there must be well screen contents. Then the role of secretaries. We cannot judge this to make everything. There must be something also for secretaries. How to divide. Then the need of dynamic documents. We cannot build this kind of system without the concept and idea of dynamic documents. Dynamic documents, in my mind, is not the same as in the IT field, where dynamic document is a document which is all the time getting something new. So this is a document which is first fixed, but we can send later parts of that content to different purposes. And then the need of alarming expert systems. In fact, now we can see that expert systems, small, effective expert systems, are very important. Such who can send alarming signals. Don't do that, it's wrong. Think about that. Of course, it's possible only when something is calculated, where we have strict programs. But however, and then the role of legal sources. If everything should be there, how about legal interface? That our data bank copy is of course there. You can open it and you are getting information. But we cannot monopolize legal literature by such a way that only that literature which the Ministry of Justice is willing to use could be for judges. That's a big problem. But those are the main IT problems today in Finland, and I think that in many countries we have similar problems, at least those. My conclusion is very simple. So today we are living in the world where IT is important. We have the possibilities to seek information, and all e-Justice systems must be based on the idea that all participants have equal position to get and use information, legal information. And it is possible, but it's also easy to organize. And then last. In democracy, legislation should be simple. In democracy, we should get e-Justice to be a system which is like the cornerstone. It's easy to go in, it's easy to come out with the products. And everything is okay. We should not be waiting years and years to get decisions. I think that electronic justice is giving a little better possibilities than we do today. But to get that result, we must also take into account the procedural problems. We must be able to change those too. It's a monster. The whole system is a monster. If you are keeping the old procedural law as such, that law which is planned for manual cases, cases which are cases or systems from the age before cases. They must be connected together. And then IT people and lawyers have to law. My last photo comes from the Court of Appeal in Romania. There is on the back side Mr. Redde, who was also the president of the Court of Appeal in Romania. What did he do when coming to Romania? First, all judges got computers. All Court of Appeal judges got computers. Next, the whole staff was sent to introduction courses of IT. Some did not come. However, he had the idea that everyone must have access to computers and computer systems. In this photo, you cannot see computers. Nowadays, there are. This is 10 years old. And let me have my last photo. President Redde did never use computers himself. He was legal designer and legal thinker. He did not need any